we're back. Boom, boom, from outer space. Boom, boom.
What are you doing?
Welcome to episode 15 of What's the Buzz podcast. The podcast keeps you informed and entertained on all things pest control. I'm Jordan.
I'm Shawn.
And together we're here to buzz through the world of pests, big and small. From the latest in pest management techniques to fascinating facts about the critters we all love to hate. We've got the insights you need. It's another week, and we're here once again to share our expert advice, real-life stories, and practical tips to keep you and your home pest-free. So sit back, relax, and get ready to discover what's really buzzing in the world.
You know what really bothered me was still don't know what you were doing at the beginning there.
I don't really know either, but I thought it was a good intro.
I mean, it was. I had no idea you were going to do that.
I got to keep you on your toes.
Man, that's keeping me on something.
I'm bringing the heat.
Oh, that's my line.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's my line. Anyway, but we're back. What's the Buzz podcast? Episode 15.
15.
Bringing the heat.
Yes, we are.
So let's recap a little bit. Episode 14.
Okay.
We discussed what to look for in a pest control company.
Certifications, experience,
licensing,
training.
Most important thing to me when it comes to what to look for in a pest control company, aside from the proper licensing, is results
And customer service.
But results. Yeah. It all ends up in results.
Yep.
Yeah. We want to take care of the problem. And if you have bugs, when we're gone, take care of the problem. There's a problem. So that's a terrific recap.
Another recap that we could have just done and not done a 30-minute episode.
Touche. Hey, it's Halloween's next week.
It is.
Did you know that?
I did know.
Are you dressing up?
Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. You have children.
I do have children, and we went and got Jude's haircut last week.
Yeah.
And the hair cutting lady asked him what he was going to be for Halloween, and he said he didn't know. And he's got a Spider-Man outfit picked out. And then she asked, is Dad going to dress up for Halloween? And he looked at me and he said, oh yeah, Dad's dressed up for Halloween. So
what are you gonna be?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
We have a roach costume around here somewhere.
Somewhere around here we do.
But about a bee. Yeah, a bee suit you can wear.
We really need to get a snippet of that video we made.
Maybe I can plug it in right here. Here? Maybe. I don't know. You guys will have to wait and find out.
We'll learn. That was a great time. Do you want to fill everyone in on what we were doing that for?
That video that is being discussed currently, we were Bug Zero nominated for the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce Small Business of the Year Award. Made it to top 3 finalists, and we had to submit a video on what we would do if we won.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of procrastinated on that a little bit. Like, by procrastinate, I mean, I went to Jordan's house on a random Sunday afternoon before it was due on Monday, I believe.
Yeah.
We went to the Party City.
Yes.
They only had a women's medium and a bee costume. And if you're watching right now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that I don't wear a women's medium, but it was our only option. And so you have to see the video.
Yeah.
There.
The director was fantastic, if I have to say so myself. The director had a great vision, and I think it turned out great.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's fantastic. I think it's got a few chuckles.
Did.
But I mean, speaking of Halloween, why did the ghost starch his sheep?
Is this supposed to be a joke?
I mean,
okay,
it's a real question. Why did the ghost starch his sheep?
I don't know.
He wanted everyone scared stiff.
Okay.
Well, let's let you go in.
Why don't mummies take time off?
Ooh, they're out of vacation time?
Maybe. They're afraid to unwind.
Man,
that's good.
They should put us up at the Blue Room Comedy Club.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I actually know someone, Ken Howard. He's in one of my networking groups. He does stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I asked him about that the other day. And, just what is that like? And he said, well, I've been doing it so long, I don't remember, but I feel like I'd probably just freeze up. Wouldn't be able to do anything. Or just make those jokes.
Just make really good jokes.
Really good dad jokes.
Solid joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like that.
Absolute.
Well, let's get into our main topic today.
Okay.
Commercial pest control is our main topic today. We've talked a lot on the residential side of things and specific pest issues. Let's talk about commercial pest control and protecting the business.
Yeah. So a lot of them go hand in hand, but there are some specifics on the commercial side that we haven't spent a lot of time on. So let's just jump right in.
Oh yeah, I'm diving head first.
All right.
Let's real quick. Let's just kind of talk about. A lot of people don't realize that most commercial properties have some sort of pest control.
Right.
Some commercial properties are required to have pest control, and most of our commercial accounts are either monthly or they're quarterly services. We treat inside out. We do the rodent control for everybody. Obviously, a warranty between each service. We do fly control automatically for food services.
Right.
There's a lot that goes in that. If you're eating at a restaurant, you see one roach, and like we've talked about before, people don't know the difference between the species of roaches, and it might just be a wood roach that came in from the outside. They snap a picture of that roach, and it goes straight to the Google review.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
And I don't know if I might be the only one that reads them because they pertain to my job, but I do every week read the health inspection reports from food establishments.
Yeah.
And one of my main goals here is to keep our clients on that list.
For sure.
And knock on wood, I haven't seen them on that list for pest issues.
Yeah. So you touched on a couple big things there, monthly and quarterly. You touched on, the different industries and what kind of pest control they may need. So, one of Shawn's biggest jobs is basically when we get that call, he has to get on site because he has to kind of figure out exactly what he needs to do and what plan each of our clients may need. So if there's ever a one size fits all, this is not it.
This is the definition of tailored service.
Right. So like he said, our commercial kitchens and restaurants, we have to be in there monthly. You have a much higher risk of pest introduction, where, our banks and things like that may not need as frequent service because they don't have continued deliveries in and out of food products and that sort of thing. So big difference between commercial and residential.
I get asked a lot what we do, as far as wise. You mentioned banks and restaurants, but maybe theaters, nursing homes, hospitals, clinics, warehouses, office spaces, theaters.
Anything.
Pretty much any commercial property. And while the apartments, when we're talking about multifamily apartments, hotels, motels,
if there's a commercial facility, we've probably done for it.
Absolutely. Like zoos. Yeah, zoos are one thing that people don't think about.
Right. And our treatment process at an office building is very different than what we would do at a zoo versus a hospital versus any of those. So
and I try to explain. A lot of questions come across, especially on the residential side. Are your products safe for around? Are they safe for pets? And I know we've answered this on this podcast before, but I always kind of direct them to the kinds of services we do commercially to kind of ease everybody's mind. We service vet clinics. We service Humane Society. We do service at the hospitals, clinics, nursing homes where there's people there that have COPD or they have some kind of respiratory illness. And so our guys just don't drive around with a blanket product. We've talked about that before. Or they might be carrying 20 different kinds of pesticides and different formulations to address each different environment. And so it's up to us to train our guys on safe applications and proper applications.
And some of our most prestigious accounts, we don't even put our guys on until they've had years of training. Nursing homes in particular, there's a lot of training up front before you start introducing the risk aspect of it too. So a lot of training and another reason why you can't just do it yourself. So
you can't?
Not generally.
Oh,
so
did you just make that up?
Maybe. I think so.
Okay.
So let's get into it. With commercial especially. It's a lot of, working together in a lot of aspects when you're dealing with pests in a commercial facility. Sanitation is a huge part of commercial pest control. Obviously, restaurants and the likes, if you've got an outdoor trash bin nearby with food and debris and nastiness, you're probably going to get bugs inside. So make sure you're keeping your garbage picked up, clean. Of course, sealing all of your entry points. Don't let your delivery guys leave your door wide open if they're bringing things in.
That's a key. That's key.
For sure.
I know it's convenient for the delivery driver. However, I have seen issues where there's flies in the food in the kitchen.
Yeah,
lots of flies. We don't leave our doors open. But then I drive by later that week and their food delivery guy has got the door propped wide open, delivering food. I drive back by 30 minutes later. He's still there with the door still propped open, which might be 10 feet away from the dumpster.
right.
And so we can't keep things from flying in.
No. And when you're in key fly season, it's 80, 90 degrees outside and 60, 70 degrees, whatever it may be, inside. They're going to go right to it every
Absolutely.
time. So,
I've also seen them use our exterior rodent stations to prop those doors open.
Yeah.
Just say it.
It's a dagger, isn't it?
It's a dagger. I've also seen an account where the dumpster was 10, 15 feet from the kitchen door. Midsummer, kitchen door was not just propped open; it was chained open and held there with a chain all day.
Yeah.
Really can't fix that fly issue if we don't have cooperation on both sides.
For sure. And that's probably the most direct, correlation. It would be flies as far as that goes. But beyond that, I mean, if you've got roaches in your kitchen and you're not keeping sanitation up, you're just going to keep battling that because they feed on the filth and the oils and the debris that pesticide only does so much.
Absolutely.
Right? So we need that cooperation, and our technicians are trained to talk with you in your business and how to make sure we get that fixed. So
100%. Hundo. You guys done this a couple times.
So we talked a little bit about waste management. What about some of the things you can do on the outside of your facility to
keep vegetation down? It reduces harborage for pests around the outside of your building.
Right.
If they're harboring right along the outside of your building, chance of them coming inside increases. Obviously.
Yeah.
Plants, trees, shrubs away from the building.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yep.
Lighting, especially with your night flyers. If you have a business that's open at night, a restaurant that's open at night.
Right.
If you're going to have bright white lights illuminating the outside of your entryways, those night flyers are going to find their way inside.
Mm-hmm.
What do we mean when we talk about night flyers?
General insects that fly around at night. Quite
entomologist over here.
No, but we can always tell when that's happening because our insect light trap's on the inside. So once your lights go off in your business, sorry about knocked over the plant there.
Yeah, my slug friend's gonna
my aggression. But when you turn those lights off in the kitchen, you've got that UV light shining bright. You've got all those night flyers. They fly right to that glue board. And it almost always makes the glue board ineffective at that point because they come in so hot and heavy. There's so many there that it can ruin your chances of catching what we're actually after, which would be house flies.
Kind of lighting do you suggest our listeners use?
A nice, warm yellow.
There we go. You heard it.
Or LED.
It's science.
Yeah, LED works well too.
And the accounts I see these the most at are going to be like your gas stations that are open at night, your grocery stores that are open after dark, especially with automatic doors, or you got your friend holding the door open for the next 15 people that are walking in, and there's a huge bright light over the entryway. Like, the key is just keeping doors closed as much as possible.
Yep. It's sealing the largest entry point you have.
Wow.
Look at me.
Man, you're rolling.
Look at me.
He's rolling. Proper drainage.
Yeah.
Which means, I'm talking about standing water, mosquitoes, other things, moisture pests. So,
yeah, pretty much every pest out there needs moisture to survive, and that's their number one kind of attractor. So if they're going to breed right next to your facility, they're probably going to make their way into your facility.
Absolutely.
So
Drains, especially in bars, food service, keeping those drains clean is going to help reduce the amount of small flies. Everybody refers to small flies as gnats. Hey, I got gnats. Can you exterminate gnats? Well, are they gnats or are they fruit flies, fungal gnats, or are they drain flies? And they all look similar to the untrained eye, so we have to make an ID on that. If they are drain flies, we can do drain treatments, but the bottom line is that drain's got to be clean.
Yeah, drain flies too. P traps, toilets if they dry up, they breed in a gelatinous filth inside those P traps. So if you've got a drain, it's been dry for quite some time, just keep some water in there. So those will get out and quick. If that's not your problem, you might have a sewage leak.
I had drain flies flying around my house a few weeks ago.
Did you?
Every once in a while, I had one go across my face when I was watching TV, and it's irritating me. So I was like, I'm going to treat these drains when everybody goes to bed.
Yeah.
I want to use that foam to work and not get water run down it, right?
Yeah.
First thing I go to, I solve the problem. I went to the hallway bathroom of my house. I pulled the stopper up, and it was just clogged full of girl hair and self-tanner residue and whatever stuff, makeup. And then the smell came out with it, along with about 30 drain flies.
Awesome.
So I went and gloved up and cleaned the stopper and that drain. And amazingly, that eradicated the whole problem.
Integrated pest management right there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
IPM.
Get it out.
We can sit there and kill the adult small flies or drain flies and gnats all day long, but they lay the eggs in their breeding site and fly off. So until we find the source and get rid of it, it's just a continuous cycle. So you're always going to see them.
For sure. Beyond that,
Routine
inspections, that could be with your staff or that could be us. So you mentioned, monthly. We also have some accounts that are twice a month. We have some weekly too. And we also work with staff quite frequently on just getting a system put in place to whatever requirements your business or your industry may have.
Mm-hmm.
So we have certain instances where we do monthly services, but staff is required to check certain things on the inside. So we have multi-catch traps on the inside that we may do multiple times a month, or you may do multiple times a month. And we may use like glue boards, things like that. A lot of people think that's a control measure. For us, it's simply like a report card. So we go in, we check those occasionally, and we may not use those at every account. That just tells us, one, what's going on, but number two, what's going on in your business. So if you're having
what's the buzz?
Tells us what's the buzz,
right?
What's going on in the world. So
ding ding.
Great job, Shawn.
Sorry,
you're rolling now.
Apologies.
But then also just making sure that your pest control plan fits your needs. So it's good to evaluate that every once in a while and see, there are some, coffee shops. Is that a restaurant? If it's strictly coffee?
No, but there's also other circumstances.
Right. So evaluating what you have and what you might need occasionally is a good idea, and talk with old Shawnee boy.
Yeah, just give me a call. We'll get you fixed up.
Absolutely. What else?
Really, I mean, we can kind of, probably cut the tips down here right now just to keep a clean environment, make sure there's no crumbs on the floor left over, make sure that, your routine inspections, limit access to the water. So eliminate standing water, and make sure, just making sure, just kind of recap here. Vegetation's kept down outside of the facility.
Yeah.
You got your door seals good. And let us do the rest of the work.
Yeah. Any leaks, take care of those right away.
Absolutely.
They can cause big problems, and that goes with drainage as well.
And that could, even be, sealing gaps around those piping voids too, to eliminate rodent activity inside. Some other things, especially if you share a space, maybe in a shopping strip with other businesses.
Yeah.
A lot of times You don't see it as much in the newer builds, but the older builds, there's a lot of times those ceilings can be shared. Now they kind of build them with firewalls in between.
Yeah.
But one pest can come down from another area for sure to your area.
Yeah. I've seen where people thought they had just run the story, just so you know.
It's a good story.
Mice droppings falling from the ceiling, and turns out they had bats in there next door, and it was just going back and forth through the whole shopping center. So
Bats, guano,
bad guano. Yeah, bad guano.
All right. So yeah, just eliminating, like helping us out, with those little simple tasks.
Mutual relationship, most definitely.
Absolutely.
So we're keeping our normal kind of bulk a little bit shorter today. Do you want to?
Well, we do have a guest coming on here in a few minutes.
The great and powerful Ronaldus Maximus.
Back to the conclusion here, though. Our main goal is to provide your employees and your customers with a pest-free environment. Yeah, that's the main bottom line, right? All right, now we can move on.
Ronaldus Maximus.
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's actually time for our 5-star review of the day. Hey,
what do we got today?
We got 2 days ago a 5-star review.
Okay,
not bad.
It's about as good as it gets.
From Brenda Sanders.
Okay,
I'll read it right here.
All right.
Okay. Wonderful. Great guy. Wore booties in my house. Nice to my husband with Alzheimer's, and not one bug since. 10 stars, if possible.
Wow.
Thanks, Brenda.
Yeah,
that's a good review.
Yeah, that's great.
Great review. We'll take a quick break here on What's the Buzz podcast. We come back, we'll have our guest, our asset coordinator, here at Bug Zero. Here's Ron. We'll be right back.
Creepy crawlers invading your home? Bug Zero. Spiders, ants, and flies? Oh my. Bug Zero. Bed bugs and mosquitoes leave you itchy for help? Bug Zero. Whether it's bugs in your home or bugs eating your home, Bug Zero has you protected. With both residential and commercial services, Bug Zero's comprehensive pest protection takes you from infestation to extermination.
Welcome back to What's the Buzz podcast. We are here with our guest, Ron Maximus. This is Ron McCommons. He is our asset coordinator.
Yep.
Ron, how long have you been at Bug Zero?
Nearly 9 years.
9 years, nearly. Wow. So how'd you get your start at Bug Zero?
I was a service technician for residential for about 3 years, and then I moved to commercial for about a year, and then I became a lead technician. Did that for probably 3 or 4 years, and then I just got this promotion about a year and a half ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Promotion a year ago. So Ron,
tell us, what is an asset?
Everything's an asset.
Everything is an asset.
Everything is an asset.
You'll be sitting around here and Ron will just show up and be dealing with something. We're like, gosh, we love Ron. We love Ron.
Everybody needs a Ron.
Everybody needs a Ron.
Definitely.
So what does your day-to-day look like here right now?
It varies day to day. Wednesdays, like tomorrow, will be a great day. I'll be talking to a lot of the technicians as they come in to do their weekly maintenance on their vehicles and all their equipment, filling up all their orders for chemicals for the week. And then I get to go back to my desk for a little while, do some paperwork on licensing or on working on the fleet stuff, making sure all of our vehicles are working properly. That afternoon, I'll probably work on some of the equipment that's been broken over the past week. We try to minimize those type of things, but sometimes that doesn't happen. We've got a lot of guys in the field and a lot of wear and tear on these pieces of equipment.
So you got a wide variety of
things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we talked a little bit about licensing this past episode, just the differences and, Category 3, 7A, 7B.
That was last episode.
That was last episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
just verify.
Okay. Tell us that process. I mean, is it super easy to do? Is it?
It's a little time consuming, but it's for the best, because you want to make sure that the technician understands the material that they need to know about, the pesticides, the labels, the how to apply it properly, all that stuff before you get them licensed to do that in the field solo or even with another technician with them. So it's important to get that base knowledge and make sure they know that before signing off on that and sending it over to the state to get that license to be a technician, and then allowing them that time later on down the road at that 6 to 9 month mark to start looking at getting them fully tested for full licensing, which they have to take that 50 question test from the state. And then we have to fill out similar paperwork that we already filled out and send it back to them to make and verify everything that they already have is legal.
So going from a technician's license to a certified app.
Mhm.
Awesome. Cool.
What other kind of background do you have? What did you do before Bug Zero?
I worked in the pet industry, working at pet food stores for 5 years. Before that, I was just a salesperson there and worked my way up to assistant manager through various companies in St. Louis and in Springfield. And then before that, I was in college. So I have a bachelor's in wildlife ecology. So that helps me here identify a lot of the pests that we get brought in for identification, pictures, emails.
You got my fishing hint question then, because I was waiting for you to speak up and say that.
And now that I announced it, he's ruined it.
A lot of times when you guys are listening, send in specimen photos, and our staff has a hard time identifying it. This is the guy they come track down here at the office.
Ron.
Ron, what is this? What is this third of a piece of a body?
He may or may not have pictures of different insects on his wall behind his desk. Yeah. So, what's been one of your most memorable pest control jobs that you've done? It could be gross. It could be
the one of the ones that stands out was one of the grossest, but it also became one of my success stories. With I had a client up on the north side of Springfield. She had a lot of roaches, and we walked in and they were terrible. And we spent probably 5 or 6 different applications getting them under control. And by the time we were done, she was in tears the last day when I came and said that she had no visible roaches in her home. She'd been dealing with this for 5 years, and the landlord that she had previously, she got a new landlord, and that's why we had stepped in, said that there was nothing to do. It wasn't anything that they could do anything with, so just deal with it. And she didn't have the resources to leave that place. And by the time we had finished taking care of her, she was completely roach free. And I believe she's better off now because of no roaches, but also I think she's called in a few times because she has bettered her situation and has moved on and uses us occasionally. So
you do have a heart.
I do have a heart. Some days.
That's what we're here for, to help people. What do you got for
Ron? So you mentioned, you were in college, then you went to the pet world,
Mhm.
and you moved here. What have you taken from your previous jobs here, and what is your favorite thing about being at Bug Zero?
So taken from the previous jobs was customer service. Like I said, I was in the pet food industry for 5 years, so I did a lot of customer service, helping them figure out what they needed for their pets, and what they shouldn't be using because of certain issues. So that was a big thing. And then just the knowledge I got from college is very important here, so I can identify everything. And then my favorite thing about Bug Zero is training the staff. I love spending time with the staff, training them so that they know what they can expect out in the field. I hate when a technician comes to me and says, "Ron, I have no idea what's going on with this account," and I'm like, "We didn't train you properly. We need to make sure that we spend some extra time on this pest or this situation in general, because I don't want them to be unsure, because then it looks bad on Bug Zero and the pest control industry that we're not training our staff." So
Yeah, absolutely. Being a good teacher. Ron's good.
That's pretty good, though. He's decent. Yeah, he's decent. All right, let's learn a bit about Ron. Let's learn a little bit. I'm going to shoot some questions at you. Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's the rules.
Okay.
Okay. They are quick answers. Not a lot of thought put into them. Just the first thing that.
Obstinate. Okay.
All right.
Ready? We'll alternate.
Okay.
All right. Summer or fall?
Fall.
Favorite place to eat?
McDonald's.
Fair. Time out. What? We got?
Well, now we're going to learn a little bit more.
Okay. All right. Resume. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
We're alternating.
Gin or beer?
Gin. Definitely gin.
You like gin?
Yes.
Yeah. You like wine?
Nothing fermented. Has to be distilled.
Fair. That's fair.
Oh, I take that back. I'll drink hard cider.
How about this? You and your wife, Lindsay, going on date night.
Mhm.
Shout out to Lindsay for keeping Ron in check all the time. What is your go-to activity and restaurant?
So it used to be Zio's, but now we just bounce around whatever's going to be the fastest.
So
We
you're
don't
more
like-
about speed.
Yeah, we're more about speed. We don't like to wait in line. We don't want to wait an hour for our meal to show up. But I used to love Zio's. And then we like to go to the movies afterwards.
What's your favorite kind of movie?
Action, like Marvel
movie?
stuff. Yeah,
You been to the Alamo? You can get dinner and a movie.
I know.
Okay. Go ahead. Shoot it.
No, can I share a funny story?
Yeah, you
just off. I was kind of cracking up there. So my wife and I went on our first date. It's been a long time ago, but I took her to Hinode, and we walked in, and on our first date, walked in. They said it was going to be an hour wait, and I said we're not eating. So somewhere else, we went to Bambino's, and she still jokes that she should have known from that point on that I was not patient enough for this relationship. Here we are.
So
You made it.
Yeah, we're still making it.
Yeah.
I'd nickname you Patience 1 and Patience 2.
That sounds right.
They're not very patient. Neither one. Ron, thanks for being our guest today.
Problem.
Like I said, if you got a picture to send in, a lot of times it's this guy right here that's looking at it and making the ID on that picture, right?
Absolutely.
And that's all we got for our listeners today. Episode 15. We'll be back next week, bringing the heat, delivering value. Halloween's next week.
Spooky season Ron's coming out next week.
If you want to be a guest on the show, reach out to us. Jordan, don't touch that mouse.
I won't.
We'll get you on. Highlight your local business. We like to do that. And till next time, I'm Shawn.
And I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ron.
Thanks for joining us on What's the Buzz.